Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Branching Out with my guest Beryl. Now Beryl used to be a manager of global video, if you remember that back in the day, and that's the topic we're going to talk about today, video shops and rental as we find ourselves. Now you may realise that we didn't have an intro like last time. We've changed it up, mainly because we've had the wall painted by Lincoln Lightfoot, which changed the intro. Okay. So hello. Right, so welcome to the shop.
Hi.
Been a long time, we've known each other a long time.
23 years, I worked it out the other day.
Wow, so you've done your research more than me. I don't even have any questions for you. I thought it would just come natural here, so...
Well, I remember you coming in, a 17-year-old, with your hat, with strappy hair.
I had hair?
Yeah, really hyperactive and chatty.
So, Branching Out was born from me, Action Jackson, who was the last guest. And it was just somebody I met from someone who used to come and browse just for the sheer love of film. And that's how we met.
Yeah.
You were at work, I used to come in as a kid, and obviously just look to see what was out that week.
Yeah.
And just for a love of films and a love of artwork, you know, and something that's sort of getting lost now with Netflix and stuff like that. There was a huge boom for global video. Now we're talking in the concert area, we are in the northeast, so it might be similar across the region. Concert didn't need a third video shop, but that's how much demand there was.
Yeah.
We had Ritz that became Blockbusters.
There was a Blockbuster?
Yeah, on the
Oh,
main.
I didn't even know there was a Blockbuster
That's
there.
like your rival competition.
No, because we were always busy.
Yeah, Blockbuster was on the main street of Concert, which was Ritz, then Blockbuster. Titles came along, which was in a bigger unit, specialised in more of a... Blockbuster were very like Americana, I would say.
Yeah.
Titles had more of a okay independent look. Then Global comes along, which was sort of like designed for Britain, because it's a Scottish company, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they had Chesley Street, Stanley.
All over the northeast and Scotland. Killingworth, I think they even went down to Catterick. Like lots of stores, and all different sizes. You had your little tiny ones in Bertley, which was literally about the size of this. Then you had the bigger store in Concert, and Stanley, which was like 2 big units.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so. It was just off the high street, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As well? But that's it. The demand was huge for VHS, and obviously Hughes came along at a time where it was VHS, but on the tip of DVD, and not many shops survived that transition, did they?
Nah, a lot of them went. But with Global, when they transitioned from video, because they originally started off as Global Video, and then they changed it to Global Entertainment, because they started to bring in the odd DVD, but they weren't big titles, they were littler titles with just a couple of copies of the bigger ones on DVD, because they didn't know, because you had your DVDs and then you went into HD and the other ones as well.
Yeah.
So they wanted to hedge their bets a bit, so you just got a selection of this, a couple of them, and then slowly it just, over the space of about 6 months, it just went all DVD with a couple of videos.
Yeah.
You could see it happening. Like, we used to have big, massive storage things for the videos, and suddenly it was just like shrunk right down.
Space and wise. I'm just going to be very unprofessional and go, yeah, it's the record button is shaded by the pink, so yeah, that's how professional we are. Yeah, okay. No, but that's it. So new release, was it a Monday? It was a Monday, wasn't it? New release Monday.
All your new releases got put out on Monday, but we got them anywhere from the Wednesday to the Friday.
Yeah, it's the same now.
Depending on how big it was and how many copies we were getting. I remember the massive release was Spider-Man, and we got something like 200 copies of that in.
On VHS or DVD?
On DVD.
Yeah.
200 copies, and we had to sit and each one and print out the label and put them all in, and it was just like...
Because you guys, Global opened up, and what I always thought was one of the biggest things you had was a car park next to it.
Yeah.
Because Blockbusters on the front street of Concert, you ain't getting parked there for love and money. Titles also right next to the police station, double yellow lines, and that's something you kind of need. Like America and like New Zealand, so if you can just drive up, go in, because you need to return stuff. It's not like going in to buy.
The only thing we didn't have was a drop-off box, which would have been really handy, because people were coming up like 10 past 10 at night when we're still cashing up, banging on the doors and that, and you're in there on your own. You're like, what the heck's going on out there? You know, and people are wanting to drop things. You're like, I can't.
Are you on about returning stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
so
we should
actually,
have like a little.
I've been meaning to return that
God,
back to you for
mate.
ages.
I'll bet you pay the fine as well.
What damage am I looking? I mean, it's round.
I'll knock a bit off then, about 10% off, right?
So, how much did you used to get fined?
It
What am I
used to
looking
be-
at here?
Well, you see, it would have gone down. Chances are, because it was you, I probably already wrote it off.
But that's
That was it used to be the charge again for each day over,
yeah.
and
So-
go on and on.
So
and
what
on.
you used to do though as well is this, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you used to come in, and you'd be like, "Oh, what's out today?" And you'd be like, "Oh yeah," you'd be, "Oh yes." And, oh, fuck, sorry, you swore. It's not behind it because it was behind it. Then you could. That was right though, wasn't it? You could take it
Yeah.
because you then.
When I first started, because I didn't start till 2000.
You can keep that.
We had
I've got
these
two.
behind. We had these behind the counter, and you'd have the empty case out the front. That you'd have to bring us the empty case, and then we'd give you this rather snazzy.
They're indestructible. Honestly,
Yeah.
seriously, look.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine that.
I've still got some upstairs in my attic.
Oh, well, you're not having it then if you've already got one.
Oh, I've got loads of them, man.
Like that. But to me, that was one of the best things you did because other shops went out and got sponsors to put them in.
Yeah.
Other shops just give you the whole VHS, and of course, false alarms, no calls.
Yeah.
They've lost loads of tapes. Because what a lot of people don't realise with these is you used to pay like nearly £80 per tape.
Yes, it was a lot more than people would be like. Well, it's only worth. You can buy it down the road for £10.99. Yes, but we have to buy a specific copy because they wanted to stop piracy, and because we were getting them on that day, and they had to be all this stuff that we as little shoplins didn't really like care about. That all come from head office. You know, that they had to pay out even more. It was even more expensive for DVDs.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, you could go down there and get it, but you'd be able to watch that one 100 times. You can watch ours 1,000.
Yeah. Well, it was you know, because a lot of films on VHS or I collect never got like what we call a sell through.
Yeah.
So rental copies have specific adverts, but they'll also be out 6 months to a year before you would see them on Sky Movies, then TV.
Yeah.
You know, you had a blimp because I think when Love for Film came out,
Oh, God, yeah, that was.
because they were one of the first to do the online rental, wasn't it?
2005, I think that was.
Yeah, so they started coming on. So they opened the door for stuff like Netflix. I mean, it's a famous story about the guy who got a fine over Netflix. And that's why he started Netflix, wasn't it, or something like that? But you guys were like, you know, you would go in and just look for the passion of the product, and you would hunt down. But like, paying £80 per tape and then realizing why it isn't in stock.
Yeah.
You know, and like, but then you would take the chances on random films. And them films never got sold at a shop.
And the random films would actually cost us less. They wouldn't cost the same as the big titles. So that is where they would make the money. So if we rented out 2 big titles and we could get somebody to take a smaller, unknown title, that would pay for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you have any choice? Because you used to get the book list, didn't you? Or you would get sample themes sent?
No.
Or was it just trail through?
It was all whatever head office decided that we got given. I mean, we could sometimes like say, "Oh, I've heard of this coming out," or "I've heard of that."
Yeah.
Especially with games, because the games section started off, I think, with 3 games.
Rise of PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and then of course like, you've got the Blu-ray and everything with that on the PlayStations and that later on. So then they started to go into like the different types, and that's when it all just there was too much choice. Rather than somebody be able to come in and say, right, I want this week's new release on DVD or on video. Pick out the 3 things and go. It was like, oh, well, do I want this? Do I want that? Do I want a game in with it? Do I want a cheaper one? Do I want that? Do you know what I mean? It just become.
Especially in the content area, because this could be taken across anywhere there was a global, for example, because you would have Blockbuster would be essentially your rival,
Yeah.
and then you would have an independent, so Titles or Hollywood Entertainment, I think it became, and you would literally like when it comes to the concert area, usually the last video shop standing,
Yeah.
Because
And we would still been there if they hadn't have changed the name from Global Video to Global Entertainment, because it null and voided the contracts that they had.
Right.
Which is why the unit got sold off and separated. We got 7 days' notice.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why this is still in my hand. But that's it as well. It's kind of, DVD also opened the door for easier piracy, because obviously a lot of people, when you used to make a VHS tape, you would have to do it in real time.
Yeah.
Now you just burn and it pops out.
The amount of copied DVDs that we had returned to us underneath the original was ridiculous.
But that's what people used to do. They would come in, rent, copy, and then distribute it themselves as well.
But as long as we got the main one, chances are they were just taking it for a copy for themselves.
Yeah.
But I would say 9 times out of 10, they would go out and buy it. Because, fine, you've got a copy, but having the physical in your hand, the proper one, it doesn't compare. You can,
It's a growth as well, because again, when you transversed, because I always remember Global originally being like really dark, because you would have floor to ceiling stacking like that, and I think over time you definitely opened up the front, didn't you?
Yes.
Glass, and you had
it
more
was all
middle
glass, the two sides. But it was, we were like right at the back, and it was dingy. It was like sticky carpet, and the amount of times I was coming out there.
Fresh was gone. But you're in a good location, and again though, passion for movies, obviously times have changed as well. We talked about piracy, we've talked about like the rise of online rentals and just chucking it through the post. It was a lot easier. But people still like to come in and browse of products.
They like the connection with a person. Yeah, it's all well and good going, right, watch this, watch that, scanning through whatever's on Netflix, Disney. But going in and speaking to somebody who's seen a film or knows about the people that are in it. Do you know what I mean? That makes it more interesting. That makes you want to watch the film.
I would watch a film of sharing passion, or more of a trailer, because I don't think trailers are... You used to see trailers on VHSs, like anything Warner Brothers would have, like the yellow font across the bottom, like Maverick. Maverick was like a spectacle when it came out, because it was coming out in every trailer, and you used to walk in, and you used to have a full drop one years, and then you would have the individual ones, and they would progressively move down. But I don't remember Global really having A to Z.
No.
Because you used to go, I might have it, it might be over there, and that would be we would go box hunting.
We always did like, as you walk through the 2 doors, the biggest new release was there, then the smaller ones to the side with like random ones at the bottom, ones that we thought would go well with it.
Yeah.
So it's basically up to us. We were just like, it's done there, and
And over time though, you started bringing in like DVDs as well, because I think, am I right, you dealt a lot with Prism and Hollywood DVD as well.
Yes, Prism.
Because obviously when DVD came along, all of a sudden there was a lot of films that I'd never seen VHS and had been out for years, all of a sudden packaged and put on the discs and sold for maybe, I don't know, 2 for $5. It was like,
we had like a little section eventually, and you could get like all the they weren't quite rip-offs of the big titles, but they were another version.
Yeah.
So like you'd have Jean-Claude Van Damme in like this fighty one, and then you'd have like some unknown doing a similar film, but it was like $2.99.
Yeah, or you would have like 20 copies of Bloodsport 4, which Van Damme isn't in, and that's the one everyone goes, oh, he's not in that one. But that was a sign of the times as well. Do you have any funny stories? Because obviously you were opened about 9 o'clock, weren't you?
We opened at 10 a.m. and shut at 10 p.m.
That's a late shift, mind.
Yeah. We used to get in early just to like clean and do the paperwork and make sure everything was up and running, and there's quite a few funny stories, but I don't think they're safe for work.
Well, definitely not in there. So I'm saying to me again, you were right at a time though when you were open as well. I would say a concert was at its peak of its nightlife as well. It was a very, very 4-night weekend place to go.
Definitely. I mean, that's a lot of concerts now gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not from up here, but the changes that I've seen in the past 20 years are ridiculous. The pubs are gone, the clubs are gone. You can't like leave work at 10 o'clock and go and have a couple of bevies anymore. It's just...
You must have a few people walk in and go, where's the bar? Yeah, that ever happen?
No, usually it's like, where's the toilet?
Get out.
Yeah, go in there. I've just come from the pub. Really? We can't tell.
I remember a time.
And then we had the skateboarders out the front.
Oh yeah,
The little, yeah.
Well, I've got a really funny story about it as well because I might even have this in the archive. I might even try and put it in this video. Depends on how much peace and swears. But my friend P had broke his leg a number of times, and I remember Casper, who obviously still works here with me, being in the front filming and Pearson saying, "Oh, go and return it." And I think you would have definitely been in.
Probably.
And I don't know what got in my head, but I went to walk, and I thought, "I'll drop it." I mean, I think I'll be all right with Beryl. So "Oh, it's not mine. I'm just dropping it in." And I remember dropping it, and as I dropped it, walking in, you can hear Pearson, and it's just F, F, F. N head, you know what I mean? Shouting, then Casper zooming right in. And I was laughing, I turned around, and just as I picked up, the wind caught the disc and sent it flying down the street in front of people. And then he just sort of went off in the back of the car, and like, that's one of my fun times, because again, you know, I still think it's hard, like, to rent a film and try and get it watched in 2 nights sometimes, because you would go on the Monday, right, but then you haven't got time to watch it, then you've got to return it.
But you'd get the bargain of the 3 films for the bargain price of $7.50.
$7.50
for 2 nights. You know, you'd be like,
are you going to watch 3 films? I mean, I probably could, but like...
Yeah, oh, come on, you could. You'd probably make 2 films as well.
7 films, $2.50. But
no,
again, you've got to make your money back, though. I mean, talking like, I mean, I think, is it Predator? It's like $64.95 or something like that each to buy. And I know a few people as well, because there used to be piracy funds, terrorism, and you've got...
Yes.
Says no good, mate. Oral contract. You used to have these the piracy adverts and everything. You had the train spotting piracy.
The actors in them were really good. Though.
Yeah.
Come on.
You had the devil man with his stick. And I remember when you rent or buy a video, you had the guy who used to come out and tell you today it's him. And you're like, that's the joys of video. But I know, like, again, the law was you had to sell X rental big box.
Yeah.
I'm saying X rental big box. That is an X rental big box. But I know shops that would come to use and then buy yours and then put them in your shops.
Yeah.
I know that shop. And that's naughty. Yeah, that's naughty. You know, that's a naughty thing to do. But again, they were trying to tread water as well. But you guys, I would say, stood strong until, unfortunately, it wasn't. I think you guys would have evolved because people like this.
Before we shut, they were trying to get sunbeds in.
Well, it was constant. Everywhere was doing sunbeds.
God, it'd be half a tanning shop and half a pizza shop with videos in the back by the end of it.
Well, that's it. But I'm guessing a lot of these just went in the bin, didn't they?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
All the videos and everything we managed to ship out to most other stores. So it was just basically things that people brought back 1 or 2 days beforehand before we could get everything shipped off. They just went, or we took them home, or... I did have a rather spectacular collection at the time.
I mean, video shops still exist. There's one called Arrow, without the W, in Welton, New Zealand, which me, Britt, Sam and Callum went to when we were over in New Zealand.
Bit of a long commute though if I just want to rent a film.
Definitely getting an overdue rental on that one. You're definitely getting done for that. There's one in Barcelona we were in last year. Obviously, big shout out to Straight to Video, Rob Lane and the guys down at Altington. I always get that wrong, it's just outside of Nottingham. Straight to Video, you go in there and it just...
I think I went there
Really?
last year. I think we walked past it because I went down there to see a band. And
yeah, it's mint.
Yeah, it's mint. Walking around
VHSs and everything, and people just love it. And like now, covers change. I mean, Barbie's out tomorrow, on the eve of Barbie. But as I said,
did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No. But it's a different story, like coming in here and buying something based off a cover, and I think it's slowly losing it or coming back, and we went through a different era of box sets.
But don't you find that it's the same with the videos as with the music, with the albums now? Because you've got the big covers and you've got the big artwork, the better the artwork, the more people are drawn to it.
Well, that's the difference between Netflix, because I mean, I always say this: why is Samuel Jackson on the cover of RoboCop? It makes no sense. He ain't RoboCop for a start, but they can change that, and I think it's easy corrected. Or they can easily put Jim Carrey on the front cover of Bad Batch when he just has a glorified cameo in it to get you to watch the film. When you come into here, and this is what I always try, because there's a lot of, you can see a lot of video shop in this.
Yeah.
You know, because this is a very one of the kind corner of hell. And
that's when I feel at home.
Well, that's it. I mean, obviously you have got recommendations, and you know we've got Ellen Filliman over there as well. You know, as Carol, she'd be so happy. That's probably why my box moved at the start. Don't block that film. Or I mentioned a Corey Feldman movie. It's Corey Feldman. And
we all know you love Corey.
Yeah. I thought that was going to come. Yeah, but it's more the case of like that. But that's like the passion product.
Yeah.
Because chasing films, because we didn't used to have phones in our pocket.
Nah.
We used to walk in there and you would get joy feelings. Right? Oh, be well. Demolition Man. You would go in and you would be like, oh, that's out.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know it's out because it would just come out.
Yeah,
you would hear about it.
We weren't even allowed to put up the posters until the day of release.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even be. People would come and say, "Oh, is this out?" Well, it could be.
It could be getting it in, yeah. As well, you would, like some independent shops would get press packs and going, you can order that, or sample sleeves, especially VHS, where you would have the cover, and on the flip cover you would have, this is why you should stock this film, it would give you the box office, it would tell you the dealer price, but you'd also have, you get sent out tape samples, like time codes, where you could go home and watch it and decide if you actually wanted to watch it.
We weren't allowed that.
Yeah.
We were lucky if we got a t-shirt.
Well, that's it. I don't remember you having a uniform. Do you have a uniform?
Yes, I've actually still got the globe. I was trying to hunt it out before I came.
Are you going to wear it, were you? Yeah.
I was going to wear a lovely black polo with global on the side.
So the products as well, did you go to any of the other shops? Did you like...
Oh yeah, I ended up in Berkeley, Stanley quite a few times. Because our area manager actually took over the Stanley one when it started to tank.
Yeah.
And she was there for about another year.
Because we get Ginger Dave in here. Davey.
Why do I know his name?
Big ginger guy.
There's lots of them.
He knows you. He used to work in Chester Street branch. Sure he did.
Oh, probably. Oh, come on. I'm getting old.
He calls himself Dave and then Eddie 1 minute.
No.
No.
No, he'll come to us later.
Well, he's a nice guy as well. But he comes in here and talks about passion of product and that. But like, in here, it can be quite busy and hectic at Christmas and stuff. I'm guessing like, in a video shop, you're saying you open till 10 o'clock. I bet there was some witching hours, mind.
The people that come in after, say about 8 o'clock, were usually after certain films, top shelf films.
You used to sell porn. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we do soft porn.
Yeah, it's all like the like Women in Black rather than Men in Black, but it was like women. They used to like switch.
Like Forrest Hump.
Yes.
Okay.
They used to come from the pub about 9:30. Oh, we're going home.
You said no drunk people came in.
Oh, a couple of drunk people. We're going home and.
So, do you remember?
Oh God, no.
Eric.
Oh, I'm no good with names.
So Eric used to have a little video shop on Church Bank, Bellamy's, across from Bellamy's bar.
Yes.
And he used to like.
Yes, he did all the.
He did them kind of videos, but
under the counter.
He also would sell on, and he kept a nice second-hand market going for the concert area. And
he used to have really cool books and magazines and stuff.
Yeah, he comes in here all the time, and he loves now coming in here and just sitting and catching 5 minutes for me, because I used to go in there and go. He would keep an eye out for stuff you were looking at. Again, you didn't have your phone, and when you came to the Metro, it was like an event. You would go to Metroland. HMV's always been here, but you also had stuff like Virgin, Warner Brothers shop, Playhouse.
I miss the Warner Brothers shop.
I think everyone does.
Yeah, I preferred that to Disney.
WH Smith's used to be on 2 floors, but also what a lot of people don't remember about the WH Smith swap was on 2 floors. It used to have an extra bit on the left when you come down and open up in a big circle.
Yes.
And that used to have DVDs and VHSs. And you would come to the Metro and you would look for these things, but we didn't have the internet then.
No.
You couldn't just go, click, I'll order that. Or I'll watch it now.
When shopping was fun, and you'd have like a lot of smaller stores as well, not just videos, but for all sorts of things, books, records, show me age, records, and even clothes and shoes and things. Everything would be, the person in that shop would know what they were selling.
Yeah.
They would know what they were on about, so you could go in and you want something, and they would be able to have a conversation with you. It wouldn't just be like next.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is one thing that the whole place is missing. Like,
The
whole of the.
Is there a
country.
release that you can remember that was absolutely nuts? So I'm thinking era of Titanic, where literally you would sell out on that day.
Any of the big ones. Any of the big ones we would look. We'd have people coming in like, can you put it by, can you put it by? I'll be back in an hour. I'd be like, I can put it for an hour, but after that it's got to go back on the shelf. Any of the big major ones, because they never ever got enough in.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man, the Titanic, the Harry Potters, they were mental. And every time they were coming in, every time there was another Harry Potter out, they would always rent the first one and the second and get the third. And then they'd get the next one, the next one, the next one. And
because you guys didn't keep a catalogue though, did you? It's sort of like new, big, bold, went down,
yeah.
and then
My
after a certain time, you just got rid. Because I don't think that's one thing Global didn't really do, is keep more of a catalogue range. You had maybe it's the classics,
yeah,
but you wouldn't have Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes, we did. We actually did, and we actually had it for sale as well. And it was in the £2 section.
Sorry,
I still know that because you could get the ones for 7 days in that section.
they were talking about buying stuff from Global, huh?
Five rentals for 7 days, but they were like old titles you'd had for like White Christmas.
Yeah.
Black and white films, the Lavender Hill Mob, Legend with Tim Curry and all that sort of thing, like that older titles that they could just get cheap on DVD. They bung over in that corner.
Yeah.
And they were good.
Because that was it. And also another thing, you went from having this massive range of VHS and then having DVD. So essentially you're now starting to stock 2 titles. So where's the line in the sand where you go, where do we now stop stocking the VHS and now have the DVD?
As soon as they started overdoing the DVDs.
But it's obviously people catching up with it, going, it's only on DVD, and that's, you know what I mean? It's like DVD is still sitting there.
I don't think that actually happened until like late 2005, but we'd still get 3 or 4 copies in.
Yeah.
Just over that. I mean, it was a little tiny section by the time it shut, about that much of videos. And all the rest was DVDs.
Well, it's like DVD's still around to this day, and people go, wow. And you go, well, Blu-ray and now 4K.
Yeah.
But it's because DVD is quite cheaply produced. DVD, again, questionably just has everything there. But I still think the biggest crippling thing is people didn't know whether to jump on the bandwagon of Blu-ray or HD DVD. Yeah. 3D, people invested in that, then it
still got 3D
well,
telly.
it went, didn't it? You know what I mean?
I've still got 3D telly. I love it.
So DVD's been sticking around for a bit, and we're at an era where we've got 3 different formats, and again, to stock it, if you can look around, I mean, you can only get Blue Juice, and I have no idea why Ewan McGregor's name's on the front cover when Sean Perdue is clearly the star of the film. Barbie,
you sound like Debs.
Well, Barbie will be on all 3 formats, but you could probably come in here.
Yeah, but they've also got the muscle to pay. To get, I mean, there was so much hype about the film that everybody had to go see it, so they made their money back. It doesn't matter if it was good or bad because the hype paid for it. It's the same with the stuff on Netflix. There's so much hype about films that you sit and watch it, so they're getting their revenue, and because you're paying for the streaming service anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched the film last night, and it was dire.
Dire?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting on a couple of films. Oh, don't talk to me about what about Bruce Willis?
Anti-Life.
Oh my dear God.
No, yeah.
I don't think we even have it anymore. By any chance is he on the front cover looking like, no, that's Cosmic Sin?
Jeremy's like, oh, it looks really good.
No, he has made some, there's one here called Assassins when he sits in the bathroom ninja. But yeah, anyway, Bruce Willis has done some. So I've got some stuff under here that I've had since Global, pretty much.
Right.
There's me other VHS in return. And I know my camera assistant. I will struggle to keep a straight face here. Now, as a massive collector, I've got some fun memories of coming in Global.
Of course, yeah, you bet me.
And not knowing and being like, oh, like literally fell off the seat there, like, oh, I already swore as well. Because you wouldn't know. And let's talk about a few here. Now, everyone knows I'm a fan of Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
Really?
But, yeah.
That's a new thing for me. Oh my God, I haven't seen that for yonks.
Double O Kid came out about 5-6 years after it was made. and it's a really weird front cover. And Global, you had a full drop of that, mind, because obviously I think you had loads.
I don't know. That was a bit before my time.
No, yeah. Remember that on the shelf, buying it, and I went, whoa, that's how that went for the collection. Also, specifically remember going, you didn't tell me this was out, and this one, Fever Lake.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Corey, but that came out.
But I think we had that there anyway.
And DVD. 1997 that was made.
Yeah.
I don't think this came out till about 2004ish.
I was going to say it was well later than that.
Yeah. But again...
But we only got a couple of video on that, we had more DVDs.
But yeah, with that though, I would have asked you how much to buy it, and I would have paid dealer price. Because you would have said, yeah, you can buy it, but you're going to have to pay dealer price.
Yeah.
But that's now valued about £50.
Yeah.
Because they've kept the value.
Yeah.
Because they were so limited.
Still can't believe that one, man.
This is the best one from Global. I remember the day I came in and looked at that and I went, is that Corey Haim? And I went, why is there a big gap on the top along here? Can you not write Corey Haim's name in the book?
Yeah,
and I went, Beryl, what's this? Is the other one out? You were like, because it's a sequel as well.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
The first one's never been out, but like, why is Corey Haim's name not on the top of that box? And again, I would have bought that off you, dealer price.
Didn't we have like a selection of these with that and the one with the car?
Fast Getaway. License to Drive.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I think we had them on a... I think I actually made up a little box set and put it in the window.
Now, again, with that though, I remember coming in because you start to sell DVDs, as we talked before, and again, like trying to find these films, again, we're talking pre-eBay.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, eBay was a thing, but still, if you didn't buy them from the video shop, and if people didn't keep them, these would just eventually go in landfills, disappear. But this is Cosmic, one of the worst ones I've ever made, and I bought that from you. Busted.
Oh, we really can sell you anything.
The movie
anything with the two Corys that we can sell you.
Directed by Corey Feldman, involving Peter Tom.
Yeah.
Corey Haim goes missing throughout the film in real life. Yeah, I remember buying that. But again, I've never ever seen that available. So when Global is the reason that got distribution, because it wasn't available anywhere else. You know, it's probably been bought on some kind of like job lot, job deal. You said it before where
swapped over from other stores.
You'll buy two and that, and right, you'll get 5% and 10% off that if you take that third film, and that's the again you take them on a wing and you put them out there and you let the person decide. You don't go, this is what you're watching today, Netflix.
Well, I don't know. I used to do that on a Monday. Well, if you get that one and that one, watch that one as well. That'd make the money.
It's not like you're on commission.
No, but I was good at it.
So I need to be...
Should have been.
Ask my other assistant, because I have two tonight. I'm quite good on it. I've got two assistants. How long I've got left? 7 minutes.
Ooh.
Any funny stories about me as a kid?
I don't know. Can I tell the one about you running into the shop laughing after catching a certain part of your body in your zipper and trying to show me the video?
Wow, I don't remember that.
No, I just.
I mean, I've done that before.
Yeah,
Bakes
but
and beans.
You come running in. Beryl, look what I've done. Look, this is the video. What?
Sounds about right.
And then there was a time with the lemonade bottles.
Of course, I never did in the global video though.
No, but you come in to tell me that you hurt yourself.
I did get hit in my crotch with a lemonade bottle.
Yeah, you used to tell me all this stuff.
You've got one. You've got.
But again, I couldn't walk in and like show you because you wouldn't be on the phone. We're talking about big mini DV cameras.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there isn't like as much footage then because of bits and bobs just in video shops. Again, it's like the passion's always been there. I remember once getting I came in to see you guys because I wasn't really big on the nightlife and stuff like that. And I always remember going like, I'm going home, but I've got to wait for my mates, so I want to go and get some videos. So I'm sitting on the street corner, and I only had a couple of beers in because I would have been in picking some films. But like again, I was sitting there like this. So I'm sitting on the street wall, not wanting people to know that. Well, I've got some VHSs. I just want to look there, and I mean, I must have been getting watched on CCTV.
Probably.
And
Yeah,
I got full on search.
No
Cops
way.
came over. What do you got under your shirt? I went, VHSs, and I just started talking about the videos. And he went, right, I'm going to leave him alone. After I'd emptied my pockets and all that, I was like, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm waiting on my mates. But again, when this happened, not everyone had a mobile phone.
Nah.
So it's kind of like waiting for your mate. Like, oh, he's got the house key. Or like, you've got free VHSs. The doorman's not going to let you back in the nightclub with free VHSs, are they? You know what I mean? You're like,
I don't know, it is concert.
what's your weapon of choice? A VHS. I mean, if you took the VHS at somebody, you could probably do some damage on the corner of them. But no, as I said, like, I think now, do you have any... So, do you have any when you come into a shop now, say for example you're here, because you often do come in here.
Yeah.
What catches your eye with a film? Now, coming from like the end of the day, you've probably seen everything up into the 2000s come through. What would like sort of catches your eye now?
It's got to be colourful, and it's got to be something I know. Or it's got to look interesting. Like, I'm not a pink person, so Barbie doesn't draw me in. And I like to have like something that I know next to something that I don't know, because that would draw my eye down to something that I wouldn't know. So I don't know if I've seen Talk to Me actually.
Just comes out tomorrow.
Oh.
Is that the hand? I think it's the
Yeah.
hand, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm kind of like looking at that one.
The hand on the front cover.
But because I know Scream, I'd look along the Scream ones, just because I know it and go around it. 'Cause,
So you got the horror section as well, would you?
Yeah.
Favourite horror series?
Lots of them. I like Insidious. I like Conjuring. I
Wow,
like.
the newer generations.
Yeah, I actually do. I do like to be jump scared.
What's your older one?
It.
It.
Original. It.
TV.
I love Tim Curry.
Right, here's one about It, and then we'll go into the outtakes. It is a very interesting VHS DVD for one reason. The entire thing is on one VHS.
Yes.
When you get the DVD, which I'm hoping I don't shoot myself in the foot. Oh, we don't have it in stock.
Monkey.
Oh, there you go. That's why it's not there. Aye, that's why. It. Hang on. We'll try this at home.
But
Right.
Tim Curry, have you ever seen Criminal Minds?
No.
There's a couple of episodes with him in, and he is so good at being bad in it. He is just you really hate him, but you really just want to cuddle him.
Tim Curry, man, Loaded Weapon 1. And remember, he saw in nothing. But yeah, you're on about like, people used to come in here and kick off all the time. I'm like, what? Because I like, they remember me, but I'm not going to remember them.
No.
You sold me half a film, and what are you talking about? I'll go and get it from Asda, I want a refund. And It is one of the original discs
Two-sided.
you have to turn over.
Yep.
But if you put the wrong side in, that film's going to start halfway through. And if you're going to watch that film halfway through in, then kick off at me, then fair play to you. So yeah.
I think we had that version on DVD in the shop, and the amount of people that we had come in about that was ridiculous.
The VHS is on the wall there. Look, can you see it? Camera assistant. Yeah, zooming right in, my VHS stuck to the wall. Yeah. So yeah, it's back to there. So no wonder I couldn't really find it when I went over. So
you found one of my films.
one of the films, I've noticed someone else you've got as well. We'll talk about that in the outtakes. It's been awesome to have you. Just talking. Anything more? Because we've only got a minute left.
No, that's fine.
Right. It's been Beryl in the outtakes to find out what Beryl's been sitting on, hiding her for films. So yeah, see you in the outtakes.
But only two now.
I don't know where I got to go.
Well, I've got a really funny story about it as well because I mean I might even have this in the archive. I might even try and put it in this video. Depends on how much Pearson swears. But my friend P had broke his leg a number of times.
Have you picked a DVD?
No.
What? Oh,
I get billed for that.
Right, now that we're in the outtakes, the tail end of the production, we're going to wrap this up now. I think we've done well. I nearly dropped one F-bomb before, but I think it's covered.
I've been good. I've been good.
I'm surprised for you.
I know.
It's a good job I didn't. It was Kerry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good job.
She's just got married. Yeah.
It's a good job I didn't bring her in here. She would have been. It would have been just like, beep, beep. I mean, if I brought Ellen on and interviewed Ellen and said, "What do you think about Jaws?" You might as well have had Morse code going in the background.
Yeah.
She would have been. And then she'd be like, filming, whatever. Right, okay. What are you sitting on? Because I did see one of them.
He did see one of them.
Oh wow. Corey Feldman movie. Alright, so pump up the volume. Again, amazing
You're
movie.
gonna love Christian Slater in that.
Well, I've got some good stories about this actually. So this has just recently came out under Warner Brothers 100th year anniversary label. Christian Slater, if anyone likes Heathers, he's just as good. Film before its time. He's essentially podcasting out as he comes to an Arizona town, and he doesn't know anyone.
Back then it wasn't a podcast, was it? It would be like a
Well, so he's
radio
just,
station.
Yeah, he's just pirate radio. Yeah, introducing new music. It's got a lot of dark trends. Funny story about this though. It obviously only had a brief moment on DVD. You couldn't get it in here, and I borrowed the DVD to somebody and never got it back.
Wasn't me.
Well, they wanted to watch it, and who did I borrow the DVD to?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you.
How did you borrow it to?
Christian Slater.
Oh no.
And I still haven't got it back. I've got the pen. I've got a pen. He signed me cuffs, and he let him pump the volume and never got it back. So yeah, and now it's on Blu-ray. So good story. Yeah.
Because my cousin loved Christian Slater.
Yeah.
And
nice
I saw
guy.
that.
He's a nice guy.
I saw that when I was in Canada, and unknown to me, my cousin had a cutout of Christian Slater downstairs in the garage. I nearly cracked myself. Walked out, there's Christian Slater. I was like, ah! 18-year-old girl. Ah!
Cuffs is his best film, and that needs released in the UK.
No, Pump Up the Volume is his best.
It's just come out, so.
But it's the better one. It's better than Cuffs.
Oh, no, okay, whatever. What's your last one?
You gotta know what it is. The one we bonded over.
Yeah, The Lost Boys.
And I do like the trilogy, not so much the second one.
Who's in The Lost Boys, Alan? Say it.
One of the Corys.
Well, both of them are
Both of
actually.
Both of them.
So
There you
which
go.
which Corey's in it?
Corey Family.
But Kiefer's in it.
Kiefer?
Kiefer is so much better than the Corys, isn't it?
Well, Kiefer, again, with The Lost Boys, and you look at that, you look at the sequel's more of a remake, and you've got Angus, it's his youngest son, isn't he?
Mm.
So I think he's only ever been in that and a few other things. The second one's like a remake with a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
And
The music didn't grab me in that one.
music tries to be too modern.
Yes, it tried way too hard. Whereas in the first one you had In Excess and the fellow with the saxophone, you had all the good
Palio, yeah.
good music.
CGI though, the bit where he stabs that woman and she turns to grey dust. No, it didn't hell well when it came out.
It was too Buffy.
Buffy's a good example, yeah. It's also the last time ever you'll see Corey Haim and Corey Feldman in a movie at the very end.
Yeah.
Which was obviously leading towards the third one. The third one's more of a TV pilot gone wrong.
Yeah, but I think they could have gone so far with that if they just gone a little bit further. Do you know what I mean? With the werewolves and that. I mean, unfortunately, that other Rabbi Twilight thing came out.
Twilight, yeah.
No, we don't say that word. Which I think took away from what that was trying to be with the werewolves and the vampires.
I think a couple of years later it was Netflix. They should have just picked it up. I said a lot of controversy around the second one, and you know what they were trying to do with the third one. I'm lucky enough to have a poster in the house of the third one, and it's.
I'm not surprised. Really.
Well, it's a marvel to have because it's a one sheet for it. So you know what I mean. It was showing at the pictures, but a very limited time. And it says the Frog Brothers are back for blood. and there's only Corey Feldman on the cover. Jameson
Yeah.
Newlander's the other frog brother. If you're going to put that on the thing.
Yeah, you put them both.
This-
But no, wasn't he?
Is Feldman
Yeah.
like that, and then there's two chicks?
Yeah.
And like, well, where's
Yeah,
James?
but I'm sure that he had something to do with that cover. Philman would have had something to do with that cover.
Well, no, you still want to put the frog
Yeah,
brothers.
but he
Why-
would have
why-
been like, but I want 2 girls.
That's
come
not
on.
the case. That's not the case. The
he,
frog
he
brothers.
he would have been there.
Frog brothers are back for blood, and it's just him and 2 chicks. Right, that. But no, I mean, again, it gets remade. One film you don't want to see get remade.
The Crow.
Wow, cursed that film.
Don't remake it.
Or-
Keep it as it is. Keep it with Brandon Lee.
They've already started filming.
No. No, it
I
doesn't
remem-
exist. In my world, it does not exist.
I remember coming into Global, and I've seen like, guess who's in the TV series of The Crow? Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so we
I
had
did actually watch a TV series, which wasn't
Mark
too bad.
DeCostos, which would have came out as a standalone before pilot.
Yeah.
We had that. We had Vincent, City of Angels.
Yeah. No, they got the girl in as well who played Sarah,
Yeah.
and they totally
Iggy Pop's in it, isn't he?
dragged everything down. They made it. There was something light about it, even though it was like such a dark film. There was something like with, like there was the odd bit of moment where it was nice and happy-ish, and the other one, it just everything was so dark and dreary, and you just watched it and you just felt at the end like,
Well, Edward Furlong's in one as well.
yeah, that was bad. And David Boreanaz, I think he was in that one,
Was in that one. Because there was another one
but
with
he was quite good.
Tara Reid's in one.
Yeah, I don't really follow her.
But again,
David Boreanaz, yeah, you know.
yeah, The Crow is.
But he seemed to have more fun with the part, like he was doing it for fun, not as a serious thing. Which is it? Jason Momoa who's playing?
No, it's Bill
I think
Skarsgård. It's
oh, that's
Pennywise.
I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'll buy it.
I'm surprised, to be honest with you, it's not a girl.
And it depends on if the music's good.
Oh, the score is amazing. The
'Cause-
soundtrack. I've got the score by Graham somebody.
I've got the soundtrack to The Lost Boys, The Crow, and Queen of the Damned. They are my 3.
Queen of the Damned.
Just for the music.
One thing before we go at the end of this, you'll know about this. Queen of the Damned is a perfect example of this. Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Do you remember when there was a massive something happened and collateral damage? Queen of the Damned, these 3,000 miles to Graceland just didn't come out. There was some kind of dispute, wasn't there?
Yes, but we did actually have copies of Queen of the Damned in Global Video.
Yeah. But no one else had them, wasn't
No,
it? Something happened, didn't
we could only scrounge up about 3 or 4 copies, and it was supposed to be a big release. And we never actually found out what it was. We just heard that we wouldn't be getting it.
Yeah.
And there was like, it was just like, well, why? And people were coming and wanting it. Which really, it was quite lucky because it was a really bad film. But
I like Queen of the Damned. I like the score.
the music's the best part.
Jonathan Davis.
The people who played the side characters like Armand, Marius, Cayman, they all look to the part.
Well, the Marius is the guy who plays the Crow in Crow 2.
Yes. He should stick to playing Marius.
I had a great score, like.
Because wasn't the Crow, one of the Crows, they literally rehashed the first film with different people in the first. Hour. They literally redid the first film, but with different people. It's like, well, why? We all know what
messy.
happened.
When the more you look into the Crows tries to continue a franchise, it's messy.
No. One and done.
Marty Costas one, you know, it had 24 episodes. Because I watched it all waiting for when Corey Feldman turned up. And he turns up like My Brother's Keeper, whatever. He plays Mark DeCostos' brother, and I'm like, you know, really?
But the TV series was good, and they did do good casting. But they should have waited longer. If they'd waited another 5 or 6 years and then done it, it wouldn't have been so. You know, you're just trying to like pedal off the back of tragedy, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's been covered well in that new Cursed Films documentary as well. But again, it's like one of those things, you wouldn't know the truth because the internet, you didn't have your phone in your pocket.
No.
It's like finding out River Phoenix is dead, or like Brit. Hi Brit. Not realising Eazy-E was dead when she was watching Straight Out of Compton, and it was like a cliffhanger shocker.
Okay.
I thought someone had genuinely died. I was like, what's wrong? And he's dead. I went, he's been dead for 20 years. I mean, did you not see that one coming? Do you know what I mean? Or it wasn't Ellen here, but another member of staff didn't realise Tupac had been shot. I was like, you know, but again...
You're just showing your age now though, man.
Oh yeah, I'm old. I'm
Oh,
old.
shut up, I'm older than
A
you.
lot of stories to tell. Right, it's been awesome. Thank you very
Yeah, it
much.
has.
Thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you to me, Corey Fallon sidekick there, and Easy Bree over there. Easy Bree. Goodbye for now. Yeah, that's good. What?